Hello, sweet soul, and welcome to day 5 of our 1-week beginner yoga challenge. This is Ina, and today's focus is on hips and legs. Whenever you're ready, finding your Shavasana, coming onto the back of your mat, relaxing into a comfortable laying position, feet splaying out, palms facing up. Enjoying a few deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Closing your eyes if you feel safe, and allowing this breath to ground you and make you become present on your mat and in this moment. Keep breathing. Now hugging both knees into your chest, maybe giving yourself a little squeeze. Maybe grabbing onto the knees, drawing circles, or moving from left to right to massage your lower back. Holding onto the right knee and placing your left foot on the floor, feeling a nice stretch in your right groin. If you want more, start extending your left leg somewhere along the mat or placing it completely on the floor with the foot flexed. Aiming to bring the right knee closer to your right armpit and keep breathing. You're doing great. Slowly lowering your right knee in a 90-degree angle to the right side of your mat, finding a reclined half-rod position, allowing the groins and hips to open up. Your knee or foot don't have to touch the floor, and if you want to include some support, feel free to grab a block and place it below your knee. If you don't have a block, feel free to make a fist with your right hand and place it by your right glute. Keep breathing deeply. Getting ready on your next exhale, bringing your right knee up and over to the left. Extending your right arm out to the side or finding a cactus shape, which you know by now. Looking up or to the right, finding a nice spinal twist. Keep breathing. Beautifully done. Slowly returning back to center, bringing both knees back into your chest, giving yourself a loving squeeze. And now we'll repeat this on the left side. So keeping your left knee in the chest, placing your right foot on the floor, or somewhere along the mat, or even extending it, finding the same variation you found on your other side. Aiming to open up your hips and bringing your left knee closer to your left armpit. Trying to surrender even more into this pose with every exhale. Getting ready, slowly moving your left leg into a 90-degree angle and towards the left side of your mat, finding your reclined frog shape, allowing your hips to open up, and keep breathing. If any emotion come up, know that we store a lot of emotion in our hips, and whenever we practice hip openers, sometimes they randomly release. Just acknowledge it and allow them to release without judgment. You're doing beautifully. On your next exhale, bringing your left knee over to the right side, extending your left arm out or into a cactus shape, making sure to rather focus on keeping both shoulders on the floor, looking up or to the left and finding another spinal twist. Keep breathing, trying to relax into any tension you might be holding on to. Slowly returning back to center, hugging both knees back into your chest, maybe incorporating another self-hug, and then placing your left foot on the floor, flexing your right foot and placing it on top of the left knee, finding your figure four. You have the option to stay here or place your right hand on your right thigh, but if this is not enough, you can always grab onto your left thigh, bringing your left knee closer to your upper body, pressing with your right elbow against the right thigh, and maybe finding some movements by moving from left to right or finding stillness. The closer you pull your left thigh, the deeper you will feel the stretch. Please respect your current stage. Slowly release, and now we'll find the same stretch on the other side. So placing your right foot on the floor, bending your left knee, flexing the left foot, and placing it on top of the right knee. And now finding your variation. Either pressing with your left hand against your left thigh to open up the hip a little more, or if you're feeling a little more open today, maybe grabbing onto the right thigh, pressing with your left elbow against the left thigh to open up your hips a little more, but making sure that wherever you are, you keep your foot flexed to protect your ankle. You're doing so great. Returning back to center and then making your way into a seated position, which is called L-seat. Try to sit up straight, shoulders back and down. You can keep a bend in your knees. Bringing your feet either hip-width apart or close together. And then start straightening your legs so that you feel the nice stretch in your hamstrings. That doesn't mean you have to fully straighten your legs. That just means flex your toes and see where you can feel it. You can also include a slight forward fold if that feels good for you today, but this is completely optional and it's just a suggestion if this is what your body's asking for today. Keep breathing and maybe surrendering a little more into this pose with your next exhale. Beautiful choice. If you included a forward fold, slowly coming back up and now spreading your legs further apart. Flexing or pointing your toes. Your knees can stay bent. You're supposed to feel a nice stretch in your groins and in your hamstrings. Stay here or including some movement of your choice. Keep breathing deeply here. Do not hold your breath. Beautifully done. Now grabbing below your knees and helping yourself into a butterfly seat where you bring your soles of your feet together and either closer to your pelvis or in a diamond shape, whichever your body's asking for. Allowing your knees to drop outwards, and maybe you can grab onto your ankles. bringing your shoulders back and down, trying to straighten your back a little more, and keep breathing. You can also find some movement, moving your knees up and down, or you choose stillness. Either way, keep breathing and respect your current stage. You're doing amazing. Placing your right hands on your right thigh and your left hands behind your left hip. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist, pushing your right thigh a little further down, feeling a nice stretch. Keep breathing. Slowly returning back to center, finding the same twist on the other side. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Beautifully done, returning back to center. To finish, we will enjoy a quad stretch. So you have the option to sit on your heels, bringing your knees together or hip width apart, bringing your toes together, tucking your pelvis, and start walking your hands behind you, finding a nice quad stretch. But if this isn't accessible to you, you can just stand up, bringing your weight into your left foot, flexing your right foot, and bringing it closer to your glutes, slightly tucking your pelvis here as well, and just enjoying the squat stretch standing. Feel free to have a wall support you here. If you're standing, switch your legs. You're doing great. Beautifully done, returning back to center, placing your hands on your knees, and incorporating a few more cat and cows. Inhale, dropping the shoulders back and down, lifting your heart space up. Exhale, rounding yourself, holding onto your knees, looking towards your navel. Inhale, shoulders back and down, lifting your heart space, maybe look up. Exhale, making yourself round, spreading your shoulders. You're doing great, keep going. Coming into your child's pose, toes together, maybe taking your knees a little further apart, lowering your hips towards your heels, melting your heart space towards the floor, maybe your forehead can touch the floor, bringing your hands to the top of your mat, maybe finding some movement or stillness. Keep breathing deeply here. On your inhale, walking your hands a little further to the top of your mat, and on your exhale, walking your hands over to the right. Maybe you can bring your left hand on top of the right if it's comfortable, clasping your hands, grounding your left hip down, and finding a nice side stretch. Keep breathing. On your exhale, return back to center. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to walk your hands over to the left, finding your variation. Grounding into your right hip. Beautifully done. Returning back to your center and finding your final child's pose. Allowing yourself to stay here for as long as feels good. Maybe finding movement or stillness. Maybe you can feel a difference in your body compared to when you started your practice today. And maybe finding a sense of gratitude for showing up for yourself and making this precious time for yourself. Whenever you're ready, slowly rolling up one vertebra at a time into a comfortable seated position of your choice. Inhale, hands over your head, maybe palms touch, maybe look up. Exhale, returning back. Inhale, hands over your head. Exhale, lowering your hands to your heart. Let's repeat this. Now, inhale, hands over your head, palms touch, maybe look up. exhale, bringing your thumbs to your third eye. May you have thoughts of wisdom and clarity, lowering your thumbs to your lips. May you speak words of kindness and truth, and lowering your thumbs to your heart space. May you feel and give the love that you truly deserve. The love and light in me sees and honors the love and light in you. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through today's flow and choosing me as your instructor of today. Have a wonderful day, and namaste.